Beef short ribs. If you ask me, they're probably the best cut on the cow. And if you look at them, you'll see why. Look at the marbling in them is excellent. And they are always. In fact, there's nothing special about those. I bought them at Sam's Club, just walked up and got them out of the meat case, nothing special. And when you cook them, you'll see what that does. It gives you that gelatinous, fatty-like, makes your lips kind of shiny when you're eating them. It's an excellent, excellent cut of beef. We're going to cook them tonight in the pressure cooker with rice at the same time. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. And like I said, with the pressure cooker, you can have them really good, really fast, and excellent. Let's get it started. All right, this is the third or fourth time I've done this recipe, trying to get it exactly like I like with these type ribs, which you can get sliced ones, but these seem to work a lot better. But like, well, both Costco and Sam's has a sliced version. I just didn't like the way they did when I put them with the rice, or I actually did it with grits a couple of times, and it worked okay. I just like this better. But you see the marbling. This is an excellent, excellent cut of beef. All right, we're going to put all three of these. That's what I've been using. I put bone side down, and you see the bone in them. I put bone side down in the Ninja pot, or whatever you have, a Fat Daddy-O, or whatever you got that'll fit in your Ninja. And then I put a cup and a half of water, just like this, right there. That's going to be our broth for the rice. And then a cup and a half to 2 cups of water in the bottom of the Ninja, right there. Now, you set these in here, and we're going to cook those for 10 minutes by themselves. And then we're going to put the rice in there, and we're going to do all this again. So, turn that back on. I'm going to close it. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's closed. Cook it on high for 10 minutes where it's already set. And then we're going to do a natural release. I mean, I'm not in a hurry. You could probably get by with, say, maybe doing 10-minute natural release, but I'm probably going to just let it do it by itself, and when I can open it, because that's the way I like to do, especially this type beef. I think it helps to just let it come to pressure on its own. So, be back. Okay, so I went ahead and got a timer out, started running a timer, and you could probably add maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes to that, because I put it up as soon as I got it going. There you go. That's the end of the cook time. Now we're going to just let it go. And in fact, I'm not in a hurry. I'm waiting on that pin to drop, but I may let it go further than that. I just kind of put the timer up so you would know, maybe, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You could release the pressure, after say 10 minutes, but I probably won't. All right, it beeped maybe 2 minutes ago to let me know it was okay to open, so I thought I would, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to open it up. I'll let you see. Well, I may have to pick the camera up, but I'll let you see what it looks like in there, and there you go. And you see our broth we're going to cook the rice in. That is real beef broth, by the way. Nothing but water and the broth from those beef ribs. And we're going to pour those up till we see what we got, and I'll kind of explain how I do that part in just a minute. But we're going to take these. You know what? There's really no need. Let me get these out of there first. That way I won't have to worry about so much weight and trying to balance it. And you can see the bones are pulled back. And I promise you, they're probably really good right now. In fact, in my test, I've got some videos from my test, some of my testing. I may add to the video because you can see I actually sliced one in the testing part at this point. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I did like it after it cooked a little bit longer. When I cooked the rice with it, it kind of gave it the, well, you'll see that part too, but it kind of gave it the part about beef ribs I like the most, which is the kind of the springiness of it and all. But I'm going to pour this broth into here, and then just to kind of let it cool a minute. And then we're going to cook the rice in it, as I said. But I'm going to pour it in this Pyrex measuring bowl. It has to be Pyrex or it would break. And obviously wouldn't want it to be plastic because it would melt because the water's obviously hot. So I'm going to let that sit just a minute. and kind of get my act together. And then we're going to get the rice, and I'm using something I got. I don't remember if I got it at Sam's or Costco, but it's Four Sisters, and I've already used it once, and I liked it. I have no idea anything about it, and it's a long grain white, and it's organic. But anyhow, I'm going to let this get my act together, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I hope this is going to make sense, but I'm going to use 2 cups of white rice, long grain white rice tonight. So with the ratios I use, and you may have different, but I'll need about 2.5 cups of liquid. So what I'm going to do is use the same cup I'm going to measure my rice with, and I'm going to pour 1 cup, 2 cups, and then I'll say right there, 2.5 cups. And I'll even leave those floaties in there. This is not going to hurt me. I like them. Now I'm going to dry this out, and then I'm going to add 2 cups of white rice, mix it up a little bit, and we're going to get this other started. So I'll come back when I get that done. All right, just to show you exactly what I mean, there's one of the cups. I've already got one of them in there. I know I'd hate to sound, I know you've got that much sense. I just like to show it just in case, somebody says, well, whatever. So now that is done. All right, there they are, the 2 cups of rice in the 2.5 cups of liquid. Now all we're going to do is lay these excellent looking pieces of beef short ribs right there, just like that. I'm going to set that in the, whoops, spilled some of it. I'm going to set that in the sink. Put this back on here because we got to add more water to the cooking pot. And in fact, I'll have to find something to do that with. There it is. I'm just going to add, say, 1.5 cups or so. There's a little bit left in there, so maybe, yeah, 1.5 cups. It doesn't matter to me. It takes it a little bit longer if you put more. The more water you put in there, the longer it takes to come to steam. But I don't like to worry about running out, and I'm rarely in a hurry. So there we go. Now, the rice, you may have your own methods, ratios, and all of that. I'm going to do about 7 minutes on this. That's just what I do on rice, and then I let it natural release for 10, and sometimes longer than that, but at least 10 is what I do. Now, I turn it off so that I can start over and know exactly where I am. I let it go all the way off. I turn it back on. I've got it set to pressure, and I've got my thing there set to pressure. So I'll take this down to 7 minutes and hit start. So 7 minutes, and we'll let it go, I don't know, 10 minutes or so after it gets done. Okay, so while that's preheating, I did want to explain the options you have at this point. And at the end of the video, I'm going to try and come up with some of the video I got from my testing to display this a little bit better. My point also is you could have taken those ribs, put them in the refrigerator, never even mess with your rice or nothing till tomorrow night or the next night or whatever. When you got them pre-cooked, next step you do is the rice. And I really think this is one of the best recipes there is if you like beef flavor and beef ribs. Anyhow, we'll get this going. As soon as this is done, we're going to see what they look like, and hopefully you're going to feel the same way I do. All right, it gave me the open signal a few minutes ago, so that means the pressure is really low, and we'll let the rest of it out. I'll open it up. We're going to see what it looks like. As a matter of fact, the first thing I want to do is check the temp of these ribs. So let's see what we got right here. 188, 189. I'll go all the way to the bottom, and that steam is hot. So 180, no problem with them being completely done. They look excellent. And all of them are around 180, 190. So we're going to take those out. And we're going to check this rice. I'll put that there, of course. Just kind of moving them out of the way for now. Oops, that bone right there just about came all the way out. And we're going to take a look at the rice. As I find something to stir it with, I want you to be able to see it though. So hold on, I'm going to get right here where maybe I can raise the camera up and hopefully not fog it up too bad. And then let you see. There is true beef broth rice. Real beef broth. Not the kind out of a box. It's got a lot. I learned a lot about beef broth during my YouTube years. Actually, when I tried to do the McDonald's French fries, I found out there's a lot of things in beef broth that ain't got nothing to do with beef. It's all kinds of seasons, celery and everything. I mean, there's just flavors in it. They're making a broth. You know, they're not trying to keep it to just beef. But to me, and you can see that rice looks, to me, excellent. I don't know what else you'd ask for. That's what I look for. And you may have your own ratios or your own type rice. And this is the first time I've ever used this rice. I've got no problem with it. Again, I bought it at Sam's or Costco, don't remember. But it's so I wouldn't have to buy a 25-pound bag. That's why I bought that. But I like it. So what we're going to do is, you know what, maybe I'll just show you. There's no reason to me to really fix up a plate and all that. But I do want you to see, you know, everything that I can show you. These are a little warm, but you can see that right there is what you can expect. You can tear it apart. Now, it's hot. So maybe I do it a little bit different. But yeah, that's hot. But you can see that'll tear apart with your fingers. Although, it'll tear apart with your fingers if you can hold on to it. So I'm going to cut some up and maybe put some on a plate. Get a few pictures. Let me just cut some right now and taste it, because I don't think you need me to taste it or to tell you that that's good. And this has no salt, no pepper, no anything. And that's kind of the way I do when I cook it. I'll salt it now because I love salt, but that's a little easier to handle. It's still hot, but it's not me trying to hold on to everything. And to me, it's better than the steak, and I'll just say it. It really is. More of a beef flavor. You want to talk about, like my wife, baby doll eats a lot of collagen. Well, there's your real collagen right there. I am going to fix a little plate just to kind of show you what it looks like on a plate, or how, you know, you serve it the way you want, but I want you to see that rice a little better. I'll be back. Okay, there is the rice up close. And this is probably the way I would serve it. You know, something like this, one rib in each container or bowl, plate, whatever, with a rib with some rice under it. And excellent beefy flavor. And doesn't even have salt on it or anything yet. And it's fantastic. So, I don't know how I'm going to get pictures of this, so let me give that some thought and see if I can get something put together, but I'll be back. Okay, so there it is. I mean, I don't think you need much more explanation. I try to get pictures of it like that. So, I'm going to try and throw in bits and pieces of my test recipe if I can find something that I think will help you. And a lot in a test recipe is helpful, but anyhow, I don't need to tell you that right there. And the rice, I've already, you know, you've already saw me taste it. It's excellent. And when you do that right there, it's stupid. It's that good. I love beef ribs. I don't know how better to say it. Hey, I love y'all too. Get you some beef ribs. See what you think. Well, an hour and 30 minutes. Now, I wasted some time. And you could probably trim that back some, or maybe not cook one thing here or there, or do your rice natural release as long, or stuff like that. But for an hour and a half, well, when I do beef ribs, when I do my favorite recipe, it's sous vide, and it's 48 hours. So from an hour and a half to 48 hours, that's pretty good. And this could be trimmed down to probably an hour. But love y'all. Come back to see me. Have a good night. Bye. Okay, third attempt at the short rib and rice recipe. There they are. They look really good. I got enough to do it 2 more times. I'm going to do 3 each again. And I'm about to start this one up. I'm not going to video it. I'll just show y'all what it looks like at the end. Okay, I went ahead and got out the microphone and the tripod because this turned out way better than I was expecting, or maybe not as better than I was expecting, but it turned out real well. I'm not sure. I'm not going to air this just like this instead of doing it again, because I'm sure I'll do it again, but I'm not sure I'll set up cameras to do it. You see the rice, you've already seen it. It looks absolutely excellent. And there's nothing, there's not even salt or anything on it yet. It's got you can taste the beef flavor, obviously. And I think with some butter and some salt, it would be out of this world. It's really, really good, just like it is. I'm going to close that back because all of this is going in the refrigerator for tomorrow. So bear with me. I'm nowhere near ready. Never intended to go this far. And some of this stuff you see sitting out here is from a recipe I did last night. So pay it no attention. Here's the one that got cooked the second time with the rice. That one it's nothing wrong with it. It's just thinner. These two are comparable, but I wanted to show you the difference in how they look so you'll kind of know. Because, again, I may just air this just like this. And I may get some lights lit up a little bit better, but you see that, and look at it. I mean, it is both of them. Now, that one's not quite as springy, and it's not separated as bad. But if you can't, my opinion on beef ribs, I'm going to turn on this light a little better. My opinion on beef ribs, it's the best flavor on the cow. It is. It completely, to me, it's better than steak. It's got a beefy flavor, and that's why it works so good for broth and stuff. And that's just, it's my opinion, but I promise you, I'm not off much, and I think you'll feel the same. Man, I don't have anything ready, so I got to find a knife. Here we go. All right, we're going to just slice this one. We'll just do this right here. And then we'll do this and this right here, then I'll show them to you. But that one right there is literally fell off the bone, which doesn't shock me. Now, they need salt. I'm a salt lover, and that's what I will put on them. But just, this is without any seasoning, and that, excellent rice, and you saw it a while ago. This, I'm going to go ahead and cut that down a little bit. Y'all know how I get when I get my mouth full, but I wanted to see which one I thought was best, and you can see the 10 minutes under pressure worked really well. Nothing wrong with that. Without a doubt. And I'm going to have to say, although they're both excellent, and my kind of food, real kind of fatty, real beef flavor, that one right there is spot on. It's tender. It's like filet mignon level with an even beefier flavor, if you ask me, than filet mignon. I know it's hard to say, and tenderloin, it is great. I do love it. Beef ribs are underrated. You don't hear of them enough. They work good in a lot of things. They just do. But so now my mouth really is full with food. I'm supposed to put some salt. Whoops. I'm supposed to put some salt on all that, and I'm going to eat it. Try them. I'm telling you, I think 10 minutes under pressure will be excellent. Cook some rice with them, or maybe just go, I might say, add 3 minutes, maybe 5, but 15 minutes under pressure, and some of the best food you'll ever eat. Everybody will love you. In case I air this, let me say bye. Love y'all all. Come back to see me. And y'all have a good night.